Hey guys, it's Andrea Banzuela from H205 and I am here to share with you guys an amazing story that I just finished last night. Finally got the time to finish this after a long, hectic week, mainly because it's our finals plus other stuffs to be passed on. But nonetheless, I am happy to finally share this wonderful story with you guys. So if you're interested, please keep on watching. Probably you have seen this before or heard about this novel of Mitch Albom, The Five People You Meet in Heaven, but if you haven't, I'm telling you, this is a great book. Before we go to my favorite parts of this book, I would like to discuss some basic infos about this one. So basically, this is a 21st literature book since it is published in the year 2003, and it can be classified also as fiction, metaphysical and adult, and also magical realism since there is heaven being discussed in the story. It is composed of 196 pages written in a third person point of view. And I also discovered that this novel has sold over 12 million copies in 36 places and has been translated in 36 languages. So moving on, the novel is all about the life and death of the maintenance named Eddie. The story started with his last day on Earth, which I find it very unusual to begin a story with the death of someone, especially the main character rather of it. Yet I love how Albom wrote his book uniquely. But because let's admit it, some books or stories has a good plot. But the little problem in that is that the writing feels to proves that to readers. But Albom did not fail for me to execute how the story is, how it works. Eddie died saving a little girl from being crushed from a falling cart. And after that, he was in heaven. But basically all throughout the story, he was in heaven. But the thing is that the places changes, that the place changes every person he meets, which there are actually 5 of them. First person he met was the Blue Man. He barely knew this guy actually. The only memory he has with him was when he was 8 years old, as he sees him in the Ruby Pierre Fix show, sideshow. But that's it. But on that moment, he discovered the very connection he has. Eddie happens to be responsible in the death of the man. Young Eddie dashed in front of the car of the man chasing the baseball, and that the rattle nerves of the Blue Man led him into accident that eventually killed him. The second person he met was the commanding officer of his World War II platoon. The captain admittedly confessed that he was responsible in shooting Eddie's knee when they were in the Philippines. The captain explains to Eddie how he needs to sacrifice his knee in order to save his life, and that reveals that he also sacrificed something, that he sacrificed himself, stepped into the landmine that led him to his death in order to save Eddie's life. The third person he met was Ruby, who happens to be the wife of the founder of the Ruby Pierre. The role of Ruby in his life was to offer Eddie the new perspective of circumstances happened before his dad died, and that led him to realization to let go all his anger towards his father. The fourth person he met was his love of his life, his beloved wife, Marguerite. Marguerite thought him that even if she died earlier than he did, their love was eternal. That the important part of that is their love was there. Even if he didn't realize it when he was still living. The fifth and last person he met was Tala, the little girl he was trying to save when he was in the war in the Philippines. Tala has this Filipino feature, and that is what I love about the story. Album included the Philippines in his story, and I was amazed by that. Tala was burned and she eventually died. Eddie took the responsibility again for not saving the kid, but also Tala comforts him that maybe Eddie was meant to be at the Ruby Pier to keep all the children safe there, and that he reveals also that Eddie did save the little girl from the falling cart, and actually her role in Eddie's story was to make him feel that life again, that his life was not meaningless. He just happens to sees it in a negative way, in a wrong way. So that's it, guys. That was the 5 people Eddie met in heaven. And what I love about this book is that it tackles not only love, but also forgiveness, sacrifices, and interconnectedness of life. And that, I think, are the lessons we should all learn. So that's it for this video, guys, and thank you very much for watching.